The last shot of Force Awakens, you're obviously handing the saber to Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, and I'm curious, when you picked that shot back up for The Last Jedi,
yes,
talk about the continuity, having to recreate that. How long after did you shoot that?
Over a year.
Wow.
Yeah, and the first time I was very sick. I'm not sure if you've heard this story, but I was like genuinely vomiting in a tent when we were like getting the shot ready and everything, and so I was like. A bit dazed and out of it. So picking it up anyway was so odd because that, you know, when you're poorly and time is like a bit odd. So I couldn't quite remember what we had done. And also, so much time had gone by. But also I think we picked it up before the first one had come out. So it was difficult.
Wow. And then did you find yourself wanting to look exactly the same continuity-wise, the hair placement, the way you stood?
100%. But it is funny too. Just it's more, and it was more the feeling of it, because the first time round there was so much feeling in it, but then you don't know what's going to be picked. And Mark said, you know, he gave such a range of things that it's hard to know what was picked because we hadn't seen the finished product yet. So sort of trying to recreate that feeling for an extended moment, and then as opposed to the end, it was the beginning. It's a whole thing.
And there's so many fan theories, and I'm not going to sit here and ask you who Rey's parents are. I know you get that question all the time, but I'm genuinely curious though. At the beginning of Force Awakens, so you and John Boyega are both British actors. You have British accents. John went into an American accent in the film. You kept your British accent.
Yeah.
Can you talk about, was there a decision there? Is it a character choice why you have a British accent? Because there's theories about who your parents might be if you have a British accent.
Firstly, John's American accent is fantastic.
It's insane.
And mine, I think it could have been distracting. If I was like, hey, heart solo, and you know, did an awful American accent. I didn't decide that, no. So maybe I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure there's a reason.
Well, I can't wait to find out.
Yeah.
Now, one of my favorite scenes in The Force Awakens was the scene when you did the Jedi mind trick on Daniel Craig's Stormtrooper character.
Yes.
And we've heard Daniel Craig's version of that story. What happened on that day for you?
What was Daniel Craig's version?
Well, just he told it on the air that he was actually in the Stormtrooper costume.
Oh, he was sweating too.
Did you? So how did that all go down? Did you know he was going to be in that suit when you filmed that scene?
Yeah. Because you know because the helmet's really heavy and hot. So we had done blocking and everything with him out of the helmet, and I was like, this is hilarious. It was easier when he had the helmet on because I'm like, then it's just Stormtrooper. And otherwise I was like, it's James Bond.
Does he actually speak during those scenes?
Yeah.
And then is it just his normal voice and then they change it digitally in post?
No, it was his normal voice. He was doing the thing. He was doing the line. And then in post, I think because of the muffling anyway, they would have had to
ADR it.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I find interesting, obviously the Carrie Fisher element of this film is incredible, the emotional connection to it. I cannot wait to see how Ryan handles the character. I'm just wondering, do you have a particular favorite memory of her on or off set that maybe just stays with you, of something that you just look back on and go, gosh, I really love that moment with Carrie?
I think when they released the behind the scenes thing for The Force Awakens, and there was a clip of me and her dancing, when I saw... I can't remember where it was, or if I was just told about it, but when, in this one, there's a thing of us singing. And so it's just not, that's the nice thing is between all of it, and we were just playing around.
I'm going to start with one-word reaction to seeing the movie last night.
Overwhelming. That's a good word.
Sure. It seems like Rey and Snoke have a critical scene, maybe even a relationship in this movie. How much does Rey know about Snoke? And because there's a lot of stuff in like the book, let me rephrase. In Force Awakens,
yes,
there's a line of dialogue that was in the novelization, but not in the movie, about him saying, kill him when you're fighting Kylo. And
no.
So does any of that come in? Like, do you even, did you know about that line?
No. No. And I also think, no. And that, I don't think that works for the... No, I'm really, really stunned with that.
Right.
No.
Apparently it was in the novelization, and JJ cut it out of the movie.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not in the film. But there is a critical scene, and it's fantastic, and Andy is one of the best people ever, and so good to work with, and that scene is pretty cool.
I cannot wait. Are you going to get Josh Gad a role in Episode 9 so he will stop bothering you? Has it happened?
It's not happened yet. But also Jacob Tremblay, who I sat next to at the Oscars, he wants a part, and Brooklyn Prince, who I just interviewed this week, she wants a part. So I'm like, guys, I'm not the casting team.
Really?
But I'll get you a number.
I was going to say, you might have a little juice.
No, do you know what? I just want my dad to be in the Resistance this time because he's got a fantastic face.
Right, so...
And he's great vibes. And he was an actor when he was a teenager.
It's so good. It's so good. If you, thinking back on, actually, you saw the movie. Ryan told me that there's a ton of deleted scenes. Like, his first cut was 3 hours.
Do you know, it's interesting because last night was the first time I was like, oh, there was a big bit that was
He said
cut out, yeah.
Yeah, he said there's some, like, 2 or 3 critical scenes that were not in the movie that will be on the Blu-ray.
I can't wait because I can only remember one.
Oh, so...
They may not have involved me.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there. I cannot wait to see the movie.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
You almost broke the internet when you said you're going to be stepping away from Rey. of this
Misquoted.
trilogy. It was a misquote. Okay, let's clear it up. What did you mean by that?
Firstly, that was at the end of a very long day, the end of a very long shoot. It was pouring it down with rain in Montreal. We were talking about where the trilogy's going, or whatever it is. All I said was, as far as I was concerned when I signed on, I was signing on to 7, 8, 9.
Right.
I don't know about any plans beyond that. That's for Disney, that's for anyone else in charge
But you
to
would
decide.
be open to it.
Well, in my mind, that is where the story ends, and I think that's where everyone, for now, Mark's talked about it. The trilogies represent a beginning, a middle, and an end. But I don't know beyond
Not
that.
for Mark, though, because he came
No,
back.
exactly.
They probably thought that was the end, and then they
but
came back.
also, Star Wars works in 3s anyway.
Right.
So yeah, that was misquoted.
Okay, so there's a possibility.
Yeah, who knows? When my mum came in on the first film, and her youngest child is doing this thing, and you know, I couldn't tell my family anything. And it was just so simple, but Carrie, I introduced Carrie to my mum. And she just like, you know, made my mum feel like I was being looked after and everything. And that really is the thing for me, because Carrie was a wonderful mother and person. And to make my mother feel happy about me being at work, I think is wonderful.